asked you to become the coach of the... Who is the first person who called you up and said, become a coach?
Yeah, that's a good story. In fact, I remember we were playing an IPL game in Mumbai, KKR versus Mumbai Indians, and we were staying at St. Regis, and it was Jai Bhai who called me. Actually, he called me.
Jai Shah.
Yeah. He actually called me early in the morning. He said that I have to give you this offer and you can't say no to me. I said, what? He said, you have to be the head coach. And at that time, honestly, I wasn't even ready. It was a massive surprise because for me, I think being the head coach of the Indian team is an honor. It's a privilege because not many people get that opportunity to again go back in that dressing room and wear that India jersey again and do something special for the country. Tell me how many ex-cricketers get that? Very few. And then he told me you can't say no. And then obviously I spoke to family, I spoke to Natasha, but hats off to him. I have to thank him. I thanked him even during the press conference that not actually, I very well realized this, that when I was offered this job, that I had no experience of being a head coach because I've never been a head coach of any team or any franchise. I was always the mentor. But trusting me with that job and that high pressure job and that high profile job. So hopefully till now I think I'm able to live up to his expectations and I can't thank him enough because anytime you get this opportunity to do something special for the country and by him, and most importantly, I think I remember I've gone through a lot of low moments in my tenure as well, which was always expected because whether it was getting beaten by New Zealand at home or getting beaten by South Africa at home, which I normally don't forget, and I don't think so, it'll be difficult for me to forget. Not many people actually called me after that. I remember the only time someone called me was Jai Shah, because I remember when we lost a game against New Zealand at Mumbai, I was going back to the airport and I got a call from him. And obviously he told me to stay strong. He told me that he's there with me during that hour. And then even after South Africa, he was the one who called me. I was at the airport and I was actually very low and down. And you know, अच्छे time में you don't remember people when your things are going good. But when you're going through a tough phase, at that time, if someone calls you and supports you at that time, I think that is something that I will always appreciate, even when I won't be the head coach of the team.
Someday I want to write your biography. Hopefully. The ups and downs in your career, in your life has been amazing. It's a life that you've led, which is like stupendous. You know, the courage of conviction that you have in spite of some of the knocks that you got in life. Amazing.
But I think I can't complain because God has given me so much which I never thought that ultimately I deserve. But again, I think God has been very kind.
Jai Shah, as an administrator, what would you say that, what is his contribution?
Look, he had a massive contribution, not because we are talking about it right now, but the fact is, agar aap dekho, when he was the secretary, the way he's transformed women's cricket in India, you got to give it to the man. You have to give it to the man कि आप women cricketers की salaries उठा के देख लीजिए, उनके contracts उठा के देख लीजिए, the transition that has happened in women's cricket, आप WPL उठा के देख लीजिए. In fact, अगर आप मेंस क्रिकेट की भी बात करो, मेंस क्रिकेट में भी जितनी फैसिलिटीज़ अब प्लेयर्स को मिलती हैं, जैसे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बदला है, आई थिंक यू हैव टू गिव इट टू जय शाह फॉर bringing that transformation in women's cricket. I think that man deserves so much of credit. And second most important thing, now being the ICC chairman, I think including cricket and Olympics is a massive step. So I think he does deserve a lot of credit for what he's done as an administrator. And more importantly, I think his heart is in the right place, because when he was the secretary with BCCI, जब मेरे को ये job offer हुई थी, I worked very closely with him, and I remember how passionate he was for Indian cricket and how much he wanted Indian cricket to do well. And you could see from his reactions as well. You could see it because आप इंसान के reactions छुपा नहीं सकते. When Indian cricket does well, I think he's probably one of the happiest guys going around.
Do you have the complete freedom when you are in the dressing room, or are there people who pull strings?
Not at all. I think I'm very fortunate. Not at all in last 1.5, 2 years, and I think that is something that is fantastic to have, because many times I think you don't get the freedom. But I think when I joined as the head coach, Jai Bhai was the secretary, and I think the best thing that he did was that he had let me run the entire show. I don't think so there was any interference from him, which again, because if you trust someone, then you trust someone, and he's trusted me with this job, and till now I think I had, I'm not going to say power, because I had the opportunity of calling the shots.